So, wird gestartet. Dann sollte ich jetzt live sein. Also, sobald entsprechende Leute dann durch die erste Werbeeinblendung durch sind. Aber ich sag schon mal für die, die es im VOD schauen, hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Ausgabe von Zero Escape 999. Also 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. Ich bin gespannt, wer sich heute so im Stream einfindet, mit wem ich da heute im Chat so ein bisschen plaudern kann und was man so eventuell für nette kleine Ideen schon mal daraus hört, weil das Ganze ist ja durchaus ein Mystery Game. Oh, es gibt ein So ist es. Oh. Ich weiß nicht genau, auf welchen Satz von mir sich das So ist es bezogen hat, aber hallo erstmal schon mal. Mal gucken, wer noch dazu kommt und ich würde sagen, machen wir erstmal noch so 1-2 Minuten kleines Geplauder, Gelaber und danach geht's dann entsprechend mit dem eigentlichen Spiel los. Es ist so, ich kann schon mal was sagen. Es gibt eine kleine Neuigkeit bezüglich der Dungeons & Dragons Runde, nämlich steht jetzt fest, welcher Charakter dann, wenn wir bald mit Humblewood fertig sind, dann bei Curse of Strahd einsteigt. Da habe ich dann mit unserem Neuzugang letztens was erstellt, das wird auch lustig, das ist ein Dragonborn Paladin. Und das könnte tatsächlich sehr interessant werden, aber gut. Schauen wir mal. Für die, die vielleicht die erste Folge verpasst haben, ich empfehle das nachzuholen. Also zumindest jetzt hier von diesem Projekt. Denn es ist so, dass da doch einiges erklärt wird, insbesondere was Regeln dieses Spiels angeht und wer die Charaktere so ein bisschen sind, dass man zumindest die grob erkennt und wie die an Spitznamen gekommen sind und so weiter. Denn bis auf 2 Charaktere, nämlich unseren Point-of-View-Charakter Junpei und seine Freundin Akane, sind halt die Namen der anderen nicht bekannt, wobei auch Akane nicht so genannt wird, sondern die anderen kennen sie unter dem Pseudonym June. Aber gut, ich denke, ich sehe jetzt genug Zeit, dann können wir einfach mal weitermachen. Das heißt, wir bleiben weiterhin im Novel-Screen, schlichtweg, weil wir da mehr lustiges Zeug zu lesen bekommen und ich tatsächlich auch ein bisschen was vorlesen kann, anstatt einfach immer nur zu sehen, was die Charaktere so von sich geben, beziehungsweise zu hören. Wobei die Vertonung echt gut ist. Insbesondere finde ich so klasse, ich finde es so krank, dass ich einen Charakter einfach nicht erkannt habe. Dass Snake von Taliesin Jaffe gesprochen wird. Gut, ich muss zugeben, ich habe das Spiel gespielt, bevor ich an Critical Role geraten bin, aber trotzdem, dass ich Talisons Stimme nicht wiedererkannt habe, ist traurig. Okay. Über die Woche. Sachen von Anfang an zu schauen. Okay, in dem Fall empfehle ich mal bei den Curse of Strahd Folgen reinzuschauen, auch wenn Chris raus ist und ein anderer einspringt, empfehle ich mal in die Kampagne zu schauen, haben wir auch eine Playlist. Sehr stimmungsvoll, sehr düster, vampirisch und sowas. Aber gut. Es gab da übrigens bei der Erstellung auch eine schöne Sache, als wir da mal den Paladin erstellt haben, weil dadurch, dass der ja auch auf Level 5 anfangen muss, war es dann so, dass wir die Subklassen durchgegangen sind und uns fiel auf, es gibt ja auch den Oath of Vengeance Paladin, also den Schwur der Vergeltung heißt das, glaube ich, im Deutschen. Und wir hatten festgestellt, das ist quasi ein Paladin, der besonders gut darin ist, einen Einzelnen auszusuchen und den dann richtig fertig zu machen. Mit anderen Worten, der Fuck You in Particular Paladin. Aber so, jetzt machen wir mal wirklich weiter.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
But
But what?
who's going to go in which door?
Und das ist jetzt eine wichtige Frage. Und da ist es dann auch schön, Leute zu haben, die mitschauen, denn dann kann man diese Entscheidung dann an andere Leute auslagern als Streamer. Das ist immer schön. June looked toward the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
Ace shook his head sadly. Und an die Frage im Chat, yep, es gibt jetzt gerade 2 Wege. Es wird noch eine Stelle geben, an der gibt es 3 Wege. Und es gibt auch zwischenzeitlich immer wieder Gespräche, wo man tatsächlich Informationen erhalten kann. Teilweise auch ein paar rote Heringe, was aber ganz lustig ist. Wer sich jetzt fragt, was ist ein roter Hering? Ein roter Hering ist quasi eine Ablenkung, also etwas, was wichtig wirkt, aber eigentlich nicht viel bringt. Das gab sogar mal, ich glaube, das war in Monkey Island tatsächlich eine Sache, wo man einen roten Hering braucht, um an einer bestimmten Stelle weiterzukommen. Bei einem Troll, der verlangte von einem, als Gebühr, um passieren zu dürfen, etwas, das wichtig aussieht, aber eigentlich wertlos ist. Und dann musste man ihm einen roten Hering geben. Das war auch eine nette Anspielung. Aber jetzt mal zurück in die Dramaturgie. Oder Dramatik.
But I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing coming.
That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
There was another long silence. This time Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer! If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
Ace stepped forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh, it works perfectly! The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
Das ist jetzt sehr, sehr simpel. Also 8 plus 3 ist 11, plus 6 ist 17, plus 5 ist 22, also 4. Und übrigens zur Frage, hinter Tür 4 wartet doch der Zonk, ich nehme Tor 5, wenn ich darf natürlich nur. Dazu werden wir gleich kommen und solange niemand anders widerspricht, also momentan einziger im Chat, wahrscheinlich wird es dann darauf hinauslaufen.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So, the digital root of 22, 2 plus 2 equals 4.
He repeated what he determined.
It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the 9th man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Junpei was torn.
Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5.
As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk toward door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
So. Es ist bisher nichts weiteres gekommen. Das heißt, wir werden Tür 5 nehmen.
Hey, wait.
Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walking toward the door stopped and turned back toward him.
I want to go through door 5 too.
The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up.
What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you.
He turned around to look at her.
No, you can't. I can't take you with me.
Why?
Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that?
Well,
June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions.
Please, let me go into door 5.
7 scratched his head and looked at the young man.
Man, now we're right back where we started, you know that?
Junpei's bracelet is number 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us.
Snake turned to Ace.
Ace, please, take good care of Clover.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
1 + 4 = 5.
don't go away.
You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others.
No!
Don't be so selfish.
Snake's tone was harsh.
Why?
Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip and did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened as he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear.
You'll be fine. Just relax.
It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them.
What did he tell her?
He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring.
Okay, I understand.
Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. Before long, new teams were assembled.
Let's make sure we've got this straight. Those going to door 5 are me, 7, and Snake. 7 + 2 + 5 = 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 + 4, is 5. And those going to door 4 are Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 + 3 + 6 + 1 + 4 is 22. And the digital root of 22 is 2 + 2, 4. We're okay with this?
No problems here.
Yes. Let's do it.
All right then.
7, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. Tolle Wortfolge. The screen of the red showed 3 asterisks.
The lever's all that's left. Okay. All right then. Let's go.
Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red.
Okay, please be careful.
Concern was written plainly across her face.
We will.
Junpei looked her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. With a sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open.
And it's open.
Ahead of them in the small hallway were the pitiful remains of the 9th man.
Oh,
That's messed up.
that was the 9th man.
For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the corpse, and his feet would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following.
Oh,
How can you...
Well, do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was, at most, slightly cocked toward the shoulder.
sorry.
Let's go!
Junpei and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men.
Ah,
Aber es ist schon interessant, dass Snake überhaupt kein Problem hatte, einfach so reinzugehen. Ich möchte noch mal kurz anmerken, so ziemlich nichts, was diese Charaktere machen, ist komplett ohne Bewandtnis oder hat nicht, oder es gibt so viel, was man einfach aus bestimmten Handlungen über die Charaktere schließen kann. So 7 and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life.
damn it! The countdown started!
They had scarcely processed this information when... With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut.
Shit, the door!
There's no turning back now. And if we don't manage to find the deactivation device...
Hey, where is the dead?
The fear and urgency in 7's face reflected what all 3 of them felt.
How the hell should I know? Stay calm. Look around you.
Okay, I get it.
Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead.
Ah!
He found it easily enough. It was on the wall next to the closed door labeled 5.
Found it! Right here!
As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other 2 scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down.
Well, it looks like it stopped.
As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand.
Goddamn thing's gonna give me a heart attack.
A muscle stood out in 7's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching.
Jumpy, are you all right? Are you guys okay?
They could hear anxious voices, muffled but distinct from the other side of the door.
Yeah, we're fine.
The detonators have been deactivated.
They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door the 3 men could feel the tension disperse.
Alright, we're moving on. Be careful, okay?
Okay.
Sure thing.
And they're gone.
They heard footsteps moving away, and before long they were alone again.
Now,
Junpei looked around.
doesn't look like we can go any further this way.
The hallway ended roughly 20 or 30 feet from where they stood.
Maybe this wall can be moved. Or not. It's not budging.
Hey, there's a door over there.
To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read First Class.
A first-class cabin, huh?
Well, it seems like it.
Let's have a look then, shall we? All right then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. 7 followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but
Oh.
he stopped just short of the threshold and looked back, not knowing why.
I don't want to look, but
Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind.
It's so horrible. I can't even tell what's what.
What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across floor, the awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural precision.
He'd been wearing these.
The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted. And next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face.
The bracelet's off. Oh wait, Zero did say.
Lastly, let's discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confine of the ship, or the backside of the wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
The bracelet comes off when you're dead. Oh, but what the hell's the point of getting it off when you end up like this? Oh, just imagining how it must have happened. This was a human.
Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse and a knot of muscle gripped his throat.
Oh god. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna puke. Oh, I gotta get out of here.
He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. Und was den Kommentar angeht, von wegen die Beschreibung ist echt gut, das Spiel ist gut im Bilder malen. Yep, gerade was sowas angeht, ist dieser Teil richtig übel. Und jetzt stellt euch mal vor, ihr habt die ganze Zeit, wenn ihr das, also es gibt ja das Original, was für den Nintendo DS rauskam. Stellt euch vor, ihr habt diese Beschreibung, keine Stimmen und immer diese Musik. Also die Musik eben war ja auch schon ziemlich bedrückend, könnte man sagen. Und generell die Musik der Reihe ist klasse. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear.
Where did they...
He looked around. 7 and Snake were nowhere to be seen. There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened the one on his right and went through.
Through here?
On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the other end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something.
What's up?
He stepped through the door and walked toward them.
Check this out. We found this thing here on the door.
The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked?
So I would assume.
Is there any other way out?
We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything.
So you're telling me that unless we can open this door...
Yes. We won't be going anywhere.
Junpei stepped away from the door and looked through the room, looked around the room. Ich muss auch die richtigen Worte vorlesen.
This looks like a bedroom.
Then the other room is probably a living room. Or the closest you can get to one on a ship.
All right, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys.
Seek a way out. Das heißt, wir haben jetzt hier wieder eine kleine Adventure-Passage. Mit der First Class Cabin, also der... Wie würde man es auf Deutsch übersetzen? Ja, das ist ja keine Kabine, es ist eigentlich schon... Ja, auf jeden Fall ein Erste-Klasse-Zimmer. So. So. Schauen wir uns mal um. Das Bett. Ah, direkt hier ist was. Score Plate A. I see, this feels like glass. A rectangular plate of glass. Is there something written on the surface? Yeah, it's a sheet of music with a couple of A notes. Just A's. Yeah, that's it. Kinda weird, huh? Yep, das ist alles A. Das sind alles ganze A-Noten. It took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared about the room almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At least Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity.
What's wrong? You got weird all of a sudden.
Snake waited a moment before answering.
I heard something strange.
Something strange.
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans.
Nette Ausdrucksweise.
I notice even the slightest of noises.
Right. Are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away?
No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects.
Das ist tatsächlich eine Sache, die sehr viele Blinde sich irgendwann aneignen. Also gerade eben was Schritte angeht und wie sich das dann anhört, dass man so ganz subtil damit abschätzen kann, wie weit zum Beispiel eine Wand entfernt ist.
Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side immediately. So that was...
Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I am quite confident that I could defeat them.
Oh, really?
Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. Stared at Snake. He stared at Snake, skeptical.
You don't believe me, do you? I must warn you. You'll no doubt regret it.
Jetzt habe ich aus Versehen was weggedrückt. Care to give it a try, sagt er noch.
Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we?
With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. So, was haben wir denn hier? Einen Tisch. White desk. It's kinda fancy. Schauen wir uns mal den Mechanismus hier an. So this is the locking thing. It's flashing red. That's usually not a good sign. Is that a microphone? It looks like a satellite dish. Let me see. Well, judging by the feel of it, I would guess that we are meant to produce some sort of sound. And this device will sense it and unlock. Some sort of lock, apparently. It's connected to a microphone. Doesn't look like there's a keyhole in this door. True, but there's some strange device in lieu, wie auch immer das im Englischen ausgesprochen wird, of one. Gut. It's a small round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity. Vanity ist ein Schminktisch. It's totally a table with a mirror. Ah yes, you know that sort of thing is known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she's staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? Ah, aber es ist ein Schminktisch. Und hier haben wir ein Piano. Mit... What's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here. Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. It is not possible to use the map screen. Map screen. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Pressing left stick and A will allow you to see a bird's eye view of for that room. Eigentlich ist das nicht wirklich wichtig. A piano keyboard. What is Snake doing? He can't play, can he? This piano. There's something amiss with the keys. You mean it's out of tune or something? No, not that. It's properly tuned, just... Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. The C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. The same goes for the D keys. They play some other note. Why do you think it's like that? Isn't it painfully obvious? Zero modified it in some way. This piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. Perhaps if we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. In other words, we need to play a song on the piano. I believe so. Tja. A music stand. Well, might as well put this glass plate on it. Oh, Is something wrong? It's kinda hard to see the notes. Maybe if I put something under them? A background for the notes. Also müssen wir augenscheinlich ein bisschen was sammeln. Haben wir hier... Naja, Türen zumindest. Das ist auch immer wunderbar, wenn man sich dann erstmal umsehen muss, um zu schauen, wo man hinkommt. Was haben wir hier? Einen Tisch.
There's some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room's full of antiques. You could get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in there.
There's a piece of heavy paper folded in half sitting on the table. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score? That's gotta mean musical score. If that's true, then the score we've just found was probably in here. At least at some point. Ich kann's nicht mitnehmen. Okay.
It's a chair.
Oh. Dafür sagst du alleine was? Somebody spent a lot of time carving the legs of this chair. It'll snap like a twig if Seven sits on it, though.
Mind your own business.
Kann ich's von hier aus nehmen? Nö. This couch looks just big enough for 3 people.
Looks perfect for me.
What?
Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself.
The couch looks a lot more elegant.
Hey, there's something you aren't saying.
Never mind. Oh, was haben wir denn da? There's an iron grate in front of the fireplace. There's something behind it. There's an expensive-looking chair sitting over here. There are a couple of lights up on the wall. Hey, Seven, look. It's a Martian, and he looks pretty pale.
Idiot. It's just a vase on a table. Well, I guess maybe it does look a bit like an anemic Martian.
Okay, das hier war...
Hey Junpei, where are you going? Did we come out of that door? No point of going back there. All that's out there are a locked numbered door and...
A dead body. Or what's left of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hier? Was ist damit? Ein Badezimmer. Hier kann man die Kamera nicht drehen, aber gut. Well, the sink's clean. Any water?
Nothing's coming out. We've got the faucet on all the way, but you can't hear anything. The lights, huh? Nope, doesn't look like there's anything hidden here. Testing, testing. Hey, it's great to see you all here. I just flew in from New York and boy are my arms tired. Yes, thank you, I'll be here all week. Try the wheel.
That's not a mic 7. It's just a shower head.
What? What the hell?
This faucet must be for putting water in the bathtub. Oh. The bathtub's full of cloudy water.
Hey Junpei, maybe you could douse it with this, you know? Then maybe you could grab whatever's in the back.
There's a plug at the end of this chain. If I pull the plug, it'll drain the water. Before I do that though... Ja, wir brauchen irgendwas, um Wasser zu nehmen und woanders hinzupacken. Das hier führte... Ach, was haben wir denn hier? Oho. Gucken wir mal hier. A leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight and it makes no noise when shaken. Was haben wir denn hier? There's something in here. Score plate C. Yes, yes, well, this feels like glass. A rectangle of glass, transparent, I assume. I can feel something printed on the surface. What is it? A sheet of music with some C notes on it. Kann ich die kombinieren? Nö. Aber ansonsten ist hier ein Safe. This safe is locked.
It's one of those dial locks. It doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open.
Did you find anything, 7?
Nope. How about you, Snake?
I also found nothing. Okay. It's a leather suitcase. Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. Okay. Kann ich hier sonst noch irgendwas... Moment. Map war... Nee, wie war das nochmal? Vielleicht die Noten vor den Spiegel halten? Nee, das bringt nichts. Ich muss nochmal kurz gucken, wie war nochmal... Jetzt hier, transparent music sheet apparently made from glass. It has a number of C notes on it. Oh. Es gab auch eine Taste, um sich nochmal die Karte anzugucken. Nope, nicht hier. Auch nicht hier. Das ist auch der falsche Screen. File, Flow, Save, Map. Hier haben wir es. Das heißt, es gibt noch ein paar weitere Räume einfach im Flurbereich, die wir nicht angesehen haben. Das war der Flur. Das hier ist das Bad. Okay. Das heißt... Ah, hier. It's a light switch. Nothing happens when I press it. Hier kommen wir dann also in den Raum. Ah, hier gibt's noch was. This is a suitcase made of leather, the color of rich mahogany. So, heißt es im Englischen Mahogany und nicht Mahagoni? Egal.
Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. It's a leather suitcase. Dang, nothing in there. Was haben wir denn hier? It looks like there's something inside of this cabinet. Score plate G. It's a rectangular piece of glass. You can see right through it. It has a couple of G notes written on it. I wonder what that means. Aber ich kann die alle nicht hiermit kombinieren, oder? Score on the paper, sheet music. Also selbst wenn ich die entsprechenden Sachen halte, macht das nichts. Okay. Und ich kann die auch alle nicht miteinander kombinieren. Okay. Dann muss ich noch irgendwas anderes finden. Hier gab es dann die Toilette. There's some toilet paper on the wall there. Nothing that looks suspicious. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. Moment. It's a toilet, nothing strange going on here. Kann ich hier nichts irgendwie sonst noch anwählen? Irgendwofür muss dieses Klo doch da sein. Also außer für das Offensichtliche. Kann ich hier noch irgendwas machen? Magic Vanity, there's nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. Habe ich vielleicht beim Bett was übersehen? A bed with a canopy. I've seen things like this in movies and stuff, but never in real life. True, you don't see too many these days. I can't see the details, obviously, but I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Junpei, judge her by appearances, will you? And, well, you should not. So, hier ist auch sonst nichts mehr. There's nothing under the pillow. Large bed with a canopy. Man, this makes me miss my own bed. And sleep. Und hier war auch nichts Besonderes. White desk feels kind of fancy. Small round chair. Looks like probably goes to the vanity. Das ist übrigens eine Sache, die ich mal erlebt habe. Das ist ja so ein Schminksessel. Und was soll ich sagen? Ich habe festgestellt, es ist ja so sehr, sehr viel wird, also ist mehr oder weniger auf die typischen Größen von Männern ausgelegt. Außer Schminktische und Schminkhocker. Das Lustige ist, ich hatte mal was mit einer, die war halt so 1,80 groß, also eher so eine typische Männergröße. Für die waren entsprechend die meisten Frauensachen zu klein, dafür alles andere super auf die zugeschnitten. Und ich mit meinen 1,68, ich habe überall da super hingepasst bei den Sachen, die für Frauen zugeschnitten waren. Auch lustig. Schauen wir nochmal hier. These keys are all messed up. Oh yeah, that's right, I got that score plate earlier. Can't see the notes very well with the glass being so transparent. If I just had something to slide underneath. Da war doch was, verdammt, aber du konntest es nicht mitnehmen. Window, there's an iron plate nailed to it. The lights are lit. Irgendwo habe ich was übersehen. Irgendwo. So, also hier haben wir was. Iron Grate, there's something behind it. Oh, there's something in the back. Ah. Let's see if I can reach it. Just a little... God damn it, that's hot. You aren't real smart, are you? Come on, of course it's gonna be hot. It's a fire. Even a monkey knows it shouldn't stick its hand in a fire.
Ich möchte kurz anmerken, wir Menschen sind Affen, aber das ist eine andere Geschichte. Kann ich auch auf Map kommen. Also, was wir uns angesehen haben, die Wandschränke bei... Oder, ja, wobei es sind im Wesentlichen Wandschränke bei beiden. Toilette und Bad, aber irgendwas muss ich übersehen haben. Irgendwo gibt es doch mit Sicherheit dann Sowas wie ein Eimer. Boah, es ist lange her, dass ich das gespielt habe. Habe ich hier drin was übersehen? There's nothing in here anymore. The cover of a musical score is sitting on the table. Das war Ninth Man's body is on the other side of the door. Maybe I don't want to go out there after all. Hier war die Toilette, hier war das Bad. It's a sink. The water doesn't appear to be working. Oh, die Vase. Das könnte tatsächlich sein, dass man die dafür brauchen kann.
I get it, you're gonna use this vase, right? That's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water.
Danke für die Idee. So. Bathtub's full of gross cloudy water. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Kann ich jetzt den Stöpsel ziehen? There's a plug at the end, on the end of this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water?
Yeah, good plan.
Alright, where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? Was haben wir denn da? Eine Notenplatte mit Ds. Transparent plate
Plate made of glass, yes.
It's a sheet of music with a couple of D notes on it. So, wir gehen jetzt erstmal zurück und löschen ein bisschen. Hoppla, da war ich gerade drauf. So. Alright, time to put this fire out.
About time, buddy. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Hahaha, good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance.
Ja. So. Dann schauen wir mal, was wir da hinterholen können.
Looks like the fire's gone out. Just get that thing out of it.
Charcoal? Nah, looks like coal. Maybe that stuff called coke? Now that the fire's out, I think I can see something in there. So, dann kann ich da irgendwie rankommen? Also, alright, I'll pull this out now. Don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. Score plate, okay.
It's a ceramic plate of some kind. It looks like a blank sheet of music.
As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket.
Oh.
Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time so to steady himself and avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled. Sowas ähnliches hatten wir doch schon bei Akane, ne? Also, was soll man dazu nur sagen?
Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all.
Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head as if to clear it.
What the hell is wrong with me? There's memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason.
Memory loss?
Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned.
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh? I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up. Didn't realize I hadn't told you.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you?
Junpei, da gibt's so eine Kleinigkeit. Die meisten Leute erinnern sich nicht daran.
If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Junpei paused for a moment and stared at Seven.
Are you telling the truth?
Huh?
Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something?
Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck. But that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it. After all, why worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually.
But that's it?
That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work.
7 gave Junpei a look at the younger man, wasn't sure how to interpret, and turned to walk away.
How are you fine with something like that?
Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurances very reassuring. Ja, wir wissen jetzt also, der Kerl ist... Er hat kein Gedächtnis. It says score on this paper, I guess you can put sheet music in it. Kann ich denn die Sachen jetzt kombinieren? Ja, aber ich kann das zumindest schon mal beim Klavier hinsetzen, denke ich. Schon vielleicht Gas oder schwierig, vielleicht Sauerstoffmangel oder die Bombe ist da angekommen, wo sie hin sollte. Naja. Gewagte Thesen. Music stand seems as good a place as any to put this music we found. Just gotta put the ceramic plate on the bottom and then stack the glass plates on top of it. All right? Good. Sweet. Now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I'm unable to, you see. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. Okay, das heißt, ich muss jetzt hier drücken und schauen. Das zum Beispiel war kein... Ich überlege gerade, das wäre normalerweise... Das wäre normalerweise C. Cis, D, Dis, E, F, Fis, G, Gis, A, Eis, H, C. Aber das hier zum Beispiel ist auch wieder ein anderer Ton. Die in der Mitte kann man überhaupt nicht benutzen. Aber gut, das heißt, das hier ist kein C, das ist ein... Moment. Das ist ein D. Das ist ein E. Das ist ein F. Oh, das passt. Das war ein A, okay. Okay, also das stimmt schon mal. Das hier ist aber der falsche Ton. Das ist viel zu hoch. Also nochmal kurz, das hier. Tack. Ne, Quatsch. Das. Jetzt müssen wir noch finden, was das ist. Das ist zu hoch. Das ist es. Das ist das C. Also das tiefe C. Das wäre das hohe C. Okay. Also. Das. Und das. Jetzt brauchen wir wieder den. Das ist der. Und das war dann wieder der. Das ist dann der. Das ist, Moment. Ah! Nee, nicht der, das ist auch wieder der hier. Der. Nein! Verdammter Mist. Okay. Wisst ihr was? Wozu habe ich denn hier Sachen, die ich bekritzeln kann? Gebt mir einen kleinen Moment. Also. Nur, dass ich das hier richtig mache. Das heißt, ich habe hier meine Tasten nebeneinander. Und gehe jetzt mal durch, was das jeweils sein soll. Das hier ist ein E. Der Schrift nicht, stimmt nicht so gut, aber es passt. Das ist ein F. So quasi, zack. Zack. Ich mache mir jetzt wirklich hier einfach eine Reihe von Symbolen, um mir das zu zeigen. So, das ist das A. Die Zeit hätte mich schon 6 Mal verspielt. Ja gut. Vieles ging einfach, dass ich nochmal zurückgeschaut habe und gedacht habe, wie habe ich das am Anfang gespielt? Boah. Das ist das Problem, wenn ich den ganzen Musikscheiß autodidaktisch gelernt habe. Moment, das hier war... Ne, Quatsch, das ist kein A, das ist... Das ist ein F. Das hier ist das E. Ich habe mich vertan. D, E, F, so rum. D... Nochmal. D, E, F sind die ersten 3. Dann haben wir A. Das hier ist... Ah, Quatsch, nicht D, E, F. Das ist hier D, E, F. Doch, das ist ein A. Das nächste ist ein G. Das nächste ist ein C. Und das nächste ist ein hohes C, wenn ich das richtig sehe. Ja. Genau, C, D, E, F passt. So ein eingestrichenes C. Und das letzte ist dann, Moment, ist ein H. Beziehungsweise im Englischen wäre es dann ein B. Das H ist im Deutschen auch nur ein H, weil es einfach irgendein Mönch nicht richtig vernünftig leserlich geschrieben hat. So, jetzt habe ich es aufgeschrieben. Also, wir brauchen zuallererst ein A. Nicht ein A, ein F. F. F ist hier. F, A, G hatten wir hier. Das C ist hier. Das ist dann wieder hier. Hier. Ach, Mist, vertan. Ja, nochmal. Ah, ich weiß wieder, welches Lied oder welche Melodie man spielt. Moment, das ist jetzt ein G. G ist die Taste. Und das ist dann die Taste. Das ist ein A. A ist die Taste. Das ist das F vom Anfang wieder. Das ist hier. Und G war hier. Und jetzt haben wir 2 Cs. Das ist wieder ein G. Ein G ist hier. Und das A ist hier. Und als allerletztes wieder ein F. Das ist übrigens eine Melodie, die viele kennen. And we're done. Music is not my forte, but wait, what was that noise? Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Wenn ich mich recht erinnere, ist das die Musik, die der Big Ben spielt. Jetzt ich hatte C gesehen und automatisch wieder C gespielt. Ja, bei mir ist es so, ich habe ein bisschen Musik gelernt, aber ich habe es zum Beispiel nie schulisch gelernt. Ich war nie auf einer Musikschule, ich habe ein paar Sachen mir selber beigebracht. Ich kann Noten lesen, aber ich muss mich immer tierisch in sowas wieder reinarbeiten, weil ich es zu selten mache. Good plan. Wobei ich tatsächlich hier sogar ein Instrument liegen habe. Ich sollte damit ein bisschen vom Mikro weg, weil es ansonsten einfach völlig übersteuert. Es ist tatsächlich eine Tin Whistle. Ich kann da mal drauf spielen, aber ich kann keine sehr komplizierten Sachen auf dem Ding. Und eine Tin Whistle ist eigentlich auch nichts anderes als eine kleine Metallflöte. Also, Moment. Sowas. Also klingt fast wie eine Blockflöte. Und viele sagen halt auch, im Wesentlichen ist ein Kinderinstrument. Aber man kann ein paar schöne Sachen drauf spielen. Ach komm, ich mach einfach kurz. So, was mit. Mist, jetzt habe ich verspielt. Aber auch egal. Ich habe es einfach versucht, mal so schnell runterzuspielen. Aber ja, sowas habe ich hier rumliegen. Und ich glaube, ich mache das nicht noch einmal, um das den Leuten zu ersparen. So.
Stand. Bow. Be seated.
Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. Jetzt immer zu kleine Finger fürs Klavierspielen gehabt. Ja gut. Ich habe jetzt auch keine riesen Hände, aber ganz im Gegenteil, ich habe relativ kleine Hände. Das war mit der 1,80 Frau auch lustig. Die hatte größere Hände als ich. Weil das ist sehr lustig, weil tatsächlich viele denken mal, Frauen haben so kleine Hände. Ne, Frauen sind tendenziell einfach kleiner als Männer und darum haben die in der Regel auch kleinere Hände. Was allerdings so ist, Frauen haben selbst bei gleicher Größe tendenziell kleinere Füße. So, well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell, wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No, Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school.
Westminster.
The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour.
London. The capital of England, huh?
At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. Also ich sag mal so, ich glaube, ich würde auf Anhieb, wie gesagt, ich mache das viel zu selten. Ich habe das Ding einfach rumliegen, aber ich spiele es so gut wie nie. Ich könnte, glaube ich, Auld Lang Syne hinkriegen. So als ein vollständiges Lied, aber das ist halt relativ kurz. Jetzt extra kleiner und trotzdem groß. Ja. Passiert, warum nicht, ne? So. So, ich bin halt, wie gesagt, als trotz meines äußerst maskulinen Geschlechts 1,68 Meter. Wobei ich das sehr lustig fand. Letztens hat mal jemand gemeint, als er in meinem Pen-and-Paper-Stream drin war, dass er einfach bei mir ein völlig anderes Aussehen erwartet hätte. So nach dem Motto, dass meine Stimme irgendwie nach was anderem klingt. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich soll jetzt allen Ernstes Auld Lang Syne spielen. Okay, ich wette, ich verspiele mich die ersten paar Male. Moment. Meinetwegen. Aber. So, Moment. Boah, wie ging das nochmal? Es hat tatsächlich funktioniert. Ich habe mich nicht groß verspielt. Also zwischenzeitlich mal kurz ein kleines bisschen überblasen und am Ende am Anfang relativ zügig mal bei einer letzten Note eines Taktes ein kleines bisschen zu wenig Luft noch übrig gehabt, aber so einfach mal eben so. Ich krieg's noch hin. Aber komplizierteres Zeug kann ich auch nicht spielen. Also es gibt so ein paar kleine Sachen, das ist halt aus so einem alten Lehrbuch gewesen. Jetzt schwer zu hören tatsächlich. Ist es so, dass da die Noten nicht alle ankamen oder kann sein, dass das nicht alles gut aufgezeichnet wurde? Ich weiß es nicht. Ich höre es selber leider nicht. Aber gut, jetzt mal weiter. Wir wollen aus dem Raum raus. Zurück zur Story. Genug Flöte gespielt. Ja, das Blöde ist vor allem, das Mikro ist auch nicht darauf ausgelegt, andere Sachen als Stimme aufzuzeichnen. Ich hätte es also besser verstanden oder besser gehört, wenn ich es gesungen hätte, aber ich möchte einfach behaupten, dass ich definitiv nicht besser singen kann, als ich diese Flöte spielen kann. Und ich kann diese Flöte auch nicht überragend gut spielen. Aber gut. He came out of the door and into a long straight hallway.
Another hallway? Hmm?
So, der hat das, glaube ich, gefiltert wegen Übersteuerung. Ja, wobei Übersteuerung wird gar nicht so stark gefiltert. Oder kann sein, dass OBS das filtert, ich weiß es nicht. Das Problem ist halt einfach durch spezielle Mikroformen und sonstiges Zeug, dass das halt vor allem auf bestimmte Frequenzen ausgelegt ist. Und ich sag mal so eine Tin Whistle liegt von der Frequenzart jetzt ein bisschen außerhalb meiner Stimmreichweite oder der generellen menschlichen Stimmreichweite. Von daher. He paused for a moment and turned around to look behind him.
That should do it.
Seven was bent over, apparently doing something to the door.
What's he up to?
Junpei had spoke more or less to himself, but apparently Seven had heard anyway. The larger man stood up and turned to Junpei.
I was just putting one of those plates in there. It ought to keep the door from locking again. Now we can come back here anytime we want, right?
Ah, why would you want to come back here?
Snake was a reasonable one. Seven thought about it for a moment before he answered.
I might like to play a little piano.
Piano?
Come on, let's get moving. We aren't out of this yet.
Without waiting for an answer, Seven started off down the hallway.
Well then?
Snake shrugged, sighed, and quietly followed Seven. That's a lie, Junpei thought to himself.
Can't say I could ever imagine Seven playing the piano. He couldn't use the piano in there anyway. The keyboard's a mess. But why would he want to leave the door unlocked then? I have no clue.
Hey, wait for me!
Junpei frowned, took one last look at the door, and then walked away toward his companions. After some time in the hallway, they emerged into a larger, more open area.
Whoa, a metal grate?
Übrigens, bevor wir hier weitermachen, ich hatte tatsächlich auch mal eine Sache, ich habe irgendwann mal tatsächlich gelernt, auf der Tin Whistle Der Regen von Castamere zu spielen. Also das ist ein Lied aus Lied von Eis und Feuer, beziehungsweise Game of Thrones. Jetzt hätte was anderes erwartet, aber das zu diskutieren am anderen Tag. Okay, wie du meinst. Ich frage mich nur, was man erwartet hätte. Gut. Aber beim Regen von Castamere ist halt das Schöne, egal wie ich es spiele, Leute fühlen sich unwohl. Entweder, weil ich es schlecht spiele, oder weil ich es gut spiele und die Leute es erkennen. Denn das war unter anderem etwas, wozu Leute da reihenweise massakriert wurden. Aber gut. A large metal grate, like the door of a jail, divided it in half.
Why is this thing...
They shook it for a while, but as they had expected, it did not move.
Figures.
Are those elevators over there?
No way to know if they're working or not from here. Oh, there's a door just to the left of this grate.
Unfortunately, however, it was locked and refused to open.
Sounds like it's locked.
Yep.
Junpei took a moment to examine the left side of the room.
Stairs leading down.
They're blocked by the grate, though.
But this here seems accessible.
So we can open it?
Nah, I think it's locked too. Look.
In the center of the door was a small keyhole. Next to the keyhole, a small symbol had been carved into the metal.
What's this mark? The female symbol.
He wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Snake, naturally, was somewhat more sure.
Ah, the Venus symbol, I imagine. Do you recall the similar symbols near the large central stairway? They reference many of the solar bodies.
Oh, that's right. The sun.
Und ich sehe jetzt gerade bei mir, vom Mikro wird irgendwie die ganze Zeit so ein Grundrauschen angezeigt. Oh, jetzt ist es weg. Komisch.
Saturn.
Aber deutlich leiser auch als das Desktop-Audio, von daher nichts Schlimmes.
And Earth.
Aber okay, ich gucke mal kurz wieder in den Chat. Kennt jemand, der eine ähnliche Stimme hat und der ist 1,90 groß, doch mehr Vollbart als zu seiner Bestzeit? Okay. Ja gut, bei mir, also ich habe den Bartwuchs einer 3-Jährigen, von daher. Ich könnte nicht mal einen Vollbart haben, wenn ich ihn wollte. Okay. Weiter geht's.
So, as you can see, that one is likely.
Not the woman symbol, but a Venus symbol.
Ja, weil man für die Zeichen für männlich und weiblich einfach Venus und Mars nimmt aus irgendeinem Grund. Auch super, weil Venus und Mars sind ja auch nicht nur... Also die Planeten sind ja nach Gottheiten benannt. Und Venus ist ja quasi einfach die römische Aphrodite und Mars ist der römische Ares. Also super. Eine Fruchtbarkeits- und Liebesgöttin und ein verkackter Kriegsgott, den keiner leiden kann. Fühlt man sich auch als Mann super.
So I assume.
Hold on. Where's 7?
While they had been discussing the symbols, Junpei now realized 7 had slipped away. His absence now felt, Snake and Junpei turned to look for the missing
There he
companion.
is. Down that hallway.
Warum zum Geier fängst du an, bevor ich das vorgelesen habe? 7 had left them to head down the hallway extending to the right of the stairs.
This way, Snake. Follow me.
Junpei grabbed Snake to lead him in the right direction, and they both headed off after 7. Before long, the three of them stood in front of a door.
I wonder if this door will...
It was a
How
French
about
door.
that? It opens.
Junpei tested the door and realized that, unlike so many others that they'd encountered, it was unlocked. Almost as though he was afraid it would suddenly lock itself, Junpei threw the door open. Jetzt könnte auf den Bartwuchs verzichten. Das habe ich schon mal früher drüber nachgedacht. Was sagt das über Männer aus? Gute Frage. Also das jetzt mit Ares und so. Ich weiß nur, dass Ares der Gott war, den die anderen Götter im Olymp nicht leiden konnten. Aber bei der Sache mit dem Bartwuchs, ja, ein bisschen ist ja schon da, aber da ist relativ fleckig und ziemlich dünn und sagen wir es einfach mal so, er wird auch nicht besonders lang. Also ich habe mal einfach als Experiment so ein paar Wochen mich gar nicht rasiert und ich sag mal, es sieht halt nicht gepflegt aus, aber es sieht halt auch nicht nach einem Bart aus, sondern das ist mehr so, das, was ich kriege, kriegen andere wirklich, also wie soll man sagen, was bei anderen 3 Tage Bart ist, dafür brauche ich eine Woche. Und das wird dann auch nicht groß mehr. Also das bleibt bei mir auf der Stufe hängen und sieht halt einfach nur nicht gut aus. Daher bei mir ist zumindest so einmal die Woche mal die Rasierklingen drüber wetzen und dann geht's auch wieder. Aber schauen wir uns den neuen Raum mal an. He stepped inside.
Oh, wow.
It took only a moment for Junpei to take in his new surroundings.
Is this some kind of casino?
Sure looks like one.
Before Junpei could comment further, a noise from behind made him turn around. Snake was shaking the door they'd just come through.
Well, this is troubling.
As 7 and Junpei watched, he threw up his hands in frustration and then kicked the door for good measure.
It seems we are once again locked in.
There was no reason to panic, however.
Even if that door was open, it's not like we had anywhere to go that way.
So we must find another exit then.
All right, guys, let's split up and search this room. Come on, no dawdling. Let's go. Quickly now.
Spurred to action by 7's words, Junpei and Snake began to examine the room. Und yep, das heißt, wir haben jetzt einen Escape Room in einem Casino. Was es angeht mit Segen, naja, ich würde nicht unbedingt sagen, dass es zwingend Segen ist. Klar, man hat weniger zu tun mit Rasieren. Man hat aber auch den Nachteil, dass einfach aktuell sehr viele Leute auf Bärte stehen. Und das ist, naja, ich habe halt nicht mal die Option, das ist halt so. Aber ganz im Ernst, auf das bisschen, was ich hätte, könnte ich auch verzichten. So, schauen wir uns mal um. A square poker table. There's nothing on it. Oh, was haben wir denn hier?
Hey Junpei, just found this on the shelf.
Hm? A playing card? Eine Pik 4. The Four of Spades. Sagt mir nichts, nicht mehr dazu, aber hier liegt auch noch was. Junpei, I found this on the counter. It feels like a playing card. The Seven of Spades. Ja, die Pik 7. Was haben wir hier noch?
Well, will you look at that? Someone left a bottle of booze here. Don't mind if I do. Oh, that hits the spot. Feels like my throat's burning.
Damn, he really drank it. We don't even know how long it's been here. Ich möchte kurz anmerken, wenn es kein Wein, sondern wirklich was ist, was deinen Hals zum Brennen bringt, dann ist es so stark, dass das nicht schlecht wird. The count is pretty well polished. There's a whole lot of glasses on that shelf. Doesn't look like there's anything else back there, though. So, was haben wir denn hier?
Hey Junpei, isn't that a card sitting on the table there?
This feeling... It seems to be a playing card. Yep. Die Pik 5. Die Vase kann man sich nicht ansehen. Was haben wir denn hier?
Check out that stained glass.
Oh, beautiful.
What?
Stained glass is colored pieces of glass placed together in a frame. As I've said many times before, I need only touch it to know. I can at least discern the basic structure. The chandeliers hang chandelier-like from the ceiling. Was haben wir denn hier? There's something on the table. Okay, erstmal eine 3. Suddenly 7 began to speak.
Ah, Baccarat. You ever played Junpei?
Junpei shook his head. He'd barely even heard of that game.
No, never.
Alright then, how about I explain the rules to you a bit? See, Baccarat is kind of an unusual game. You've got the banker and the player. The whole point is that you guess which one's gonna win. And whether the banker or the player wins, it all depends on their hands. The way each hand works is different from other games too. You see, you take the number from the ones place after you add up the value of all your cards.
Jetzt erstmal im Kommentar. Wollen Texas Hold'em oder Blackjack spielen? Nein, Baccarat.
Whoever gets the number closest to 9 wins. If your number is smaller than your opponent's, you lose. And that's it. That's the explanation. Got it?
Also es ist nah an Blackjack dran.
Well, actually, there's a lot more to it. Strategy, details, that sort of stuff. But what I just told you sums up the core of the game pretty well. The single digit of the sum of all the cards you have. The strongest hand is a 9. The weakest hand is a 0. You just ignore the number in the 10 spot. Do you get it?
Yeah.
He hadn't been asked for it, but Seven's explanation rushed through it had been was helpful.
Well, maybe half of it. Enough. I got a chance at winning the game if I played now.
However, we have no way of knowing if the puzzle in the Baccarat table makes use of those rules, and if it does, in what manner.
Then I guess we try everything.
Feeling more confident, if only slightly, Junpei approached the Baccarat table. So, dann schauen wir mal. I can see the playing card behind the thick glass case. It's the 8 of Spades. Schau mal kurz, wir haben hier 4, 5, 4, 7 und 3. Wir wollen nur 9. Das kriegen wir aber nicht mit 3 Karten gerade hin. Okay. Machen wir einfach mal so. Hey Seven, are we really supposed to play Baccarat?
It's a Baccarat table. What the hell else would we do? Ah, stop worrying about it. It's real simple. What's the opponent's hand?
Well, there's an 8 in that glass case.
Alright, then that's your opponent's number. If that's the case, what 3 cards do we need to get that number?
3 cards?
There are a couple of indentations with wide lines around them, right? Those mean we gotta put down 3 cards. So...
Place 3 cards here and defeat the opponent's 8. That's what I've got to do, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Something tells me those aren't the only rules. Alright, let's give it a shot. Before I start, I'd better make sure I've got the rules straight. There are 3 empty indentations. I just gotta pick a card and play it. I figure if I put them in the right spot, something's ought to happen. Alright, let's give this a try. Das heißt, wenn ich jetzt hier zum Beispiel sage, ich nehme mal die 7, das und das ist komplett falsch. So. Ich kann halt gerade keine 9 erreichen und auch keine 19, von daher. Oder Moment. Ich meine, es hieß, die 10er Stelle wird ignoriert, deshalb 12. Nope, definitiv nicht. Dann schauen wir uns mal weiter um. Was haben wir denn hier? This slot machine has a pretty old-fashioned design. It looks well maintained and probably still works. So I've got the symbols for heart, spade and diamond here. Übrigens, was den Kommentar angeht, yep, die Bank gewinnt definitiv immer. The slot machine is pretty old-fashioned design. It looks well maintained, probably still works. Sehr gut. Haben wir denn jemanden, der eine Münze hat? It's the coin slot. Wir brauchen also Münzen. Was haben wir denn hier? It says 8. And it says 9, meine ich.
Yeah, it looks like that cover is hiding something.
If this is the cover, then maybe it opens up.
Probably does.
Here's the card slot. Looks like we need to put a playing card in here. Alright, let's give it a shot. Bringt momentan noch nichts, sonst fehlt nämlich die 8. It's not working. So it would seem. I'm shocked and appalled that guessing at random has not yielded better results. Yeah. It seems the card is attached to that panel. And attached very well, it seems. If you don't mind, what sort of card is this? It's a playing card. The Ace of Spades, in fact. Zwar, der lügt doch, er sagt, er kann sich an nichts erinnern, technisch gesehen. Es gibt einen Unterschied zwischen aktiven Erinnerungen und Fähigkeiten. Tatsächlich, auch bei Amnesie. Moment, die Tür können wir uns noch ansehen. Damn it, this isn't exactly working out the way I expected. It's locked, isn't it?
Is there a keyhole?
If there is, I can't find it. Well, there must be some way to unlock it. Let's look around a little more, shall we? Wo könnte ich was übersehen haben? Moment, ist vielleicht bei einem der Dinger hier irgendwo eine Spielkarte und ich habe sie nicht gesehen? Kann ich hier auf den Knopf drücken? Nö. Ah, drawer, they used to pick up money. It's locked tight, I can't get it open.
That square table. It looks like a Mahjong table.
Oh, ich kann tatsächlich Mahjong. Und zwar jetzt nicht das Ding, was man hier in Deutschland als Mahjong kennt, sondern das richtige 4-Spieler Mahjong. Do you play Mahjong 7?
Maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember a couple hands and some of the rules, so I figure I must have played it at some point.
Excellent. Once we've vacated this vessel, I should like to play a game with you.
Can you, play?
So long as you tell me which tiles I am eliminating, yes, I believe I have at least enough skill to defeat an amateur. However, I must ask you to remove the red tiles when we play. Es gibt so ein paar Sondersteine, die man nicht benutzen muss. Hier war nix. Square Poker Table, there's nothing on it. Hier haben wir sonst auch nichts, was wir finden können. The car is pretty well polished. Ah, hier, das können wir uns noch ansehen. Hier können wir erstmal hier unten. There's firewood in the fireplace. Junpei, I can feel a frame here. What sort of painting is this? Clouds, maybe? Clouds? Well, maybe it's a rabbit. A rabbit? Well, if it's not that, it might be a close-up of some teeth? Oh, I guess there's actually nothing here. Just a blank piece of a canvas in a frame. I see. How strange. There's a weird-looking thing floating in there. Oh, was liegt denn hier? Didn't think I'd find a card here. Eine 6. Dann können wir mal überlegen. 7, 6, 5 wären wir bei einer 18. Das reicht leider nicht. Weil die 8 können wir auch nicht kriegen. There's a weird-looking thing floating in there. Können wir die Lichter anschalten? Ja. Tada! Wait, when those 2 lights turned on, I heard something from the bottom of the fireplace. What was that? I heard something down there. Okay, also du vertraust Seven nicht, so wie ich das sehe im Chat. Okay, meinetwegen. Was haben wir denn hier? There's something in the fireplace. Hey. Aufheben. Casino coin, a coin bag. There are a whole bunch of coins stuffed into this velour bag. The velour bag.
Look at all those coins.
Perhaps these coins will allow us to convince the machines to move. Dann schmeißen wir mal Münzen ein. Alright, let's put a coin in from that bag there. And here, moment. Ah. What happened? I heard an odd noise. Well, to be honest, I don't know. I pressed some of the buttons and smacked the machine once or twice, but nothing happened. Oh. Looks like the coin got stuck. And it looks like the coin got stuck. Oh dear. Ah, Moment, wir hatten doch... Wenn ich mich recht erinnere... Ja, Karo, oder nee, Kreuz, Karo, Herz. Schauen wir uns mal an. Sieht man das hier irgendwo? Nö. Die sehen alle gleich aus. Alright, let's drop this coin in the coin slot. Come on, you little bastards. I only need one of you. Ah. Das heißt... Spin, okay. Bringt das was zurück? Kreuz, Karo. Aha! Hauptgewinn. So funktioniert's. Richtige Reihenfolge. 777. Yes! 777. And I think I hear something unlocking in there. Impressive, Junpei. It would appear to be unlocked now. There's something akin to a drawer in the bottom part of this machine, yes? That is a pickup drawer for dividend. Probably the lock for the drawer got unlocked. Please open it if you would. Was haben wir denn hier? What is it? Is there something in there? Yes, a playing card. And this? A key with a Venus symbol on it. Excellent, Junpei. Now we will be able to open the gate. Then we just need to figure out how to get out of this room. Correct. Come on, Junpei, hurry up. And he's off. There was a playing card and a Venus key. Better put the key in my pocket for later. As for the card... Jetzt haben wir 2, 3, 4 zusammen. 9. Damit können wir jetzt zum Baccarat-Tisch. Baccarat table, there's the glass case, bla bla. Ich möchte es gerne probieren. So. Better make sure got 3 empty indentations. Ja, wir haben das. Genau. Give it a try. So. Also, zack. Hoppla, ich wollte es nicht wegnehmen. So. Das. Das. Und das. Damit haben wir nämlich die 9. Zack. Alright, if I just put down these 3 cards. Yes, open for me.
Great. You did it, Junpei. You think it's telling us to take the 8 card? Come on, let's grab it.
Oh, mir fällt gerade was auf. Ich muss kurz tatsächlich wohin. Also, ich muss ganz mal kurz im Badezimmer verschwinden. Keine Sorge, wird nicht allzu lange dauern, aber ich möchte euch damit nicht näher belangen, nur gebt mir eine kleine Pause. So, ich bin gleich wieder da. Falls jemand im Chat fragt, was los ist, kann man antworten. Bis dann. So, verzeiht die Wartezeit, jetzt bin ich wieder da. So, kann weitergehen. Jetzt kann ich mal kurz in den Chat gucken, was war da? Zeit macht Werbung, ja genau. Ich habe jetzt nicht irgendwelche Sachen, die ich da schalten könnte. Seid ab Theorie bezüglich der drei, die da zusammen sind. Snake ist zwar dem Namen nach ein Verräter, aber das ist zu einfach. Snake heißt ja im japanischen Original auch nicht Snake. Snake kommt ja in dem Fall vom Snake Eyes, also 2 Einsen auf Würfeln. Und eigentlich wird er ja im japanischen Nils genannt, vom japanischen Ni für 2. Das ist meiner Meinung nach nicht von Amnesie betroffen und auch nicht ganz so dumm, wie er sich gibt, aber da er das gleiche Problem hat wie Akane, könnten beide mit Zero zu tun haben. So. Alright, let's take this card. So. Mal 8. So. Ach, hier war das. Ich glaube, wir können die Tür öffnen. Könnte sein. And in you go. Hey! Alright, it opened up. It seems we have another device to contend with, yes?
There are 3 slots in this one.
Okay. Jetzt überlegen wir uns mal. 7 plus 6 sind 13, 18. Okay, wir haben zumindest eine Quersumme von 9. Let's see. 3 slots for cards. And there's a 9 right below them.
So that probably means we gotta make 9 with the 3 cards we put in the slots, right? Just like what we did over at the Baccarat table.
Alright, let's give it a shot. Es sind halt nur noch 3 Karten übrig. Und es funktioniert, weil 18, Quersumme 9. Das ist der Fall, wenn beide nicht faktisch durch dieselbe Tür hätten gehen dürfen. Okay. Interessante Ideen.
What happens now?
Is that... Yes, I did hear something from the exit. Excellent work, Junpei. Wonderful. It seems the exit is unlocked. Let's go. So. Alright, let's go. You found it! Junpei and his companions ran out of the casino and into a large open room. A room, in fact, that they had been in once before. There was a little to surprise them there. They already knew what their next step had to be.
This way.
The iron gate still stood in place, locked tight, blocking the stairway, and right in the center of it,
The keyhole with the Venus symbol. The Venus key should work here.
wasting no time, he pulled it out and shoved it into the keyhole. He turned it. With a distinctive sound of metal on metal, he felt the lock click open.
It sounds like it did. All right, let's get this thing open.
No problem. Let me help with this one.
Junpei grabbed the handle on the left side and Seven took the handle on the right. On Junpei's signal, they both pushed and the gate creaked open.
It sounds as though you have opened it. We should be able to reach C deck now, I imagine.
Snake, are you gonna be alright? I mean, the stairs.
Please, do not do yourself the embarrassment of underestimating me. I would be unlikely to trip even if I were running backwards.
Good to hear. Let's move.
At Seven's words, they leapt onto the stairs and jogged quickly down them. In no time at all, they found themselves on C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
We should check the next deck down, just in case.
When he reached the water, he called back up to Snake and Seven. So, English
Just what
water.
I thought. D-deck is completely underwater.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
The surface of the water below them was flat like a mirror.
I'm just glad the water level hasn't changed much.
Back to the C deck then.
Now, how about we check out what's here?
They began searching around and taking stock of what was on C deck.
There are 2 elevators over there, which means it's probably the same upstairs.
There's a card reader between them. And another weird mark.
Hey, check it out. It's the symbol for Lotus.
What?
See? It's got the woman symbol, and then it's got the devil horns, right?
Yeah, I see it. No two ways about it.
Boomer Humor. Aber gut. Es ist nicht wirklich dieses Symbol, es ist ein anderes. Ich weiß auch welches, aber das erfahren wir gleich sowieso.
That was a pretty good one, kid.
Seven tousled Junpei's hair in what he likely thought to be a friendly manner. Junpei feared his neck might break, even though it was clear Seven had kept his strength in check.
Oh, whoa, would you watch it, man? Whoa, that hurts. You're gonna break my neck.
What are you talking about? The human body ain't that weak. Maybe this'll toughen you up, huh?
If we were looking for a devil, we've got one right here.
Thankfully, Snake interrupted. After Junpei's observation, he'd gone over to examine the card reader.
This is a Mercury symbol. The marks you mistook for horns are a stylized version of the wings and staff of Hermes.
Wings and a staff. Huh. So then, she beats you with the staff until you die and go to heaven. Sounds like Lotus, all right.
Seven shook Junpei's head even more vigorously, and the younger man began to feel as though his brain was being jostled about inside of his skull.
Seven! Oh, that's too much! Oh, my head!
Junpei's stomach began churning uncomfortably.
Oh, I think I'm gonna puke.
Unless we can activate this device, I doubt the elevator will function.
In other words, we gotta find a key card with a Mercury symbol on it.
So I would assume.
Let's forget the elevators for right now. How about that hallway to the left?
Whoa, there's a bunch of doors.
There were a great many doors lining both sides of the hallway. They seemed to stretch on forever, and all 3 men suddenly felt very small.
Ah, shit. We're not gonna have enough time to check all these, are we?
Maybe we can come back here later. We should check out the other side. Let's head back.
To the right of the stairs, another hallway stretched out, reaching deep into the bowels of the ship.
To the right this time.
After a few moments of moving briskly down the hallway, they emerged into an area roughly the same size and shape as the one at the top of the stairs. On the left side of the room were 4 French doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them up, starting with the closest one there.
Okay, I'm on it.
Junpei nodded and grabbed to the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
Huh, it isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Thrilled to have found another unlocked door, he threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
He simply stood, unable to speak. Seven's eyes opened wide and his mouth gaped. After a few long moments, Seven at last managed to speak.
Hey, what is this place? It's so huge and empty.
A massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on Seven and Junpei. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds. They were simple things, like a little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Is this a hospital? The harsh scent in the air is reminiscent of antiseptic solution.
I think so. There are shelves in the center of the room with medicine and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3. The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're numbered doors.
Hey, why is that door between 3 and 7 blank? Does that mean anything?
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yeah, good idea.
The 3 of them threaded their way through the beds toward the back of the room. Upon reaching them, they proceeded to investigate each door in turn, but to no avail.
Yep, locked. Just like I thought.
Naturally. After all, there are rules to the nonary game, and to allow these doors to open easily would violate those rules. Unless we can authenticate ourselves with the red, the numbered doors will...
Whoa, check this out.
Suddenly, Seven spoke up, interrupting Snake.
Look at the red. There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Don't you remember the red back at the main staircase? If there wasn't anyone in it, it said vacant on the little screen, remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But this one...
There's nothing.
Right? You think it's broken?
Only one way to find out.
No, nothing.
Junpei and the others put their hands on the panel, but nothing happened. The red refused to change. They tried pulling the lever and still nothing. As they soon discovered, it wasn't only the red on door 8 that seemed to be malfunctioning.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
I didn't think all of them would be malfunctioning.
What does it mean?
They've got to be broken. Man, that bastard. I didn't think Zero was the kind of guy who'd screw around with something like this.
Whoa. Zero's been prepared for everything so far, and you're saying he's gonna make a mistake now?
Well, that's the only thing I can think of. This thing ain't working at all.
While Junpei and Seven talked, Snake busied himself with examining the red. After a time, he lowered his hands and spoke.
It seems as if some of the internal hardware has been removed.
Internal hardware?
That is what I said. Take a look at the underside of this red, if you please.
The bottom?
Junpei obliged and bent over to look at the underside of the device.
Huh, there's a thin slot here. I think it's a slot for something, probably electronic.
The other 2 reds are the same. Something's been removed from all 3 of them.
I get it. So the reds aren't working because somebody pulled out their guts.
So I assume.
But why? And who? I mean, it really doesn't make sense.
I have no idea. Why on earth would I know something like that?
Just then, They heard the sound of a door opening.
Oh, what now?
The three of them turned and saw Akane. Oh no, Junpei thought it's...
June!
She stopped short, surprised to see them, and was very nearly bowled over by the rest of her companions, who were coming through the door behind her.
Ace! Santa! Clover! And Lotus!
Guess everyone's here.
Junpei and Seven were, for the moment, at a loss for words.
What are you guys doing?
Why are you...
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
After moments of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. Ich werde mal kurz auf eine Sache gehen. Ach nee, falsch. Ich wollte eigentlich nicht... Das wollte ich nicht. Ich wollte... Hier. Auch nicht Map, sondern... Flow. Dass wir hier sehen... Hier konvergiert das Ganze wieder. Also wir können theoretisch auch uns alte Sachen wieder ansehen, die wir schon gesehen haben, aber wir können eben noch nicht in diese Punkte gehen. Das heißt, hier kommen wir an einen Punkt, wo die beiden Sachen nochmal zusammenlaufen. Danach haben wir was sich aufspaltet. Da gibt es dann eines, was hier wieder zusammenläuft. Eines, was dann hier mit dem wieder zusammenläuft. Und ansonsten Sachen, die einfach nur noch gerade runterlaufen. Also man sieht schon, das Ganze ist ein bisschen vertrackt. Bisschen eigentümlich, aber ich liebe das in dieser Geschichte. Oh, wir haben jetzt 4 Zuschauer. Was ist doch mal passiert? Leute kommen dazu. Hallo, ihr könnt gerne im Chat was schreiben. Ich versuche darauf zu achten. After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through, and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again. Although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person, each one of them was wearing some manner of smile. Almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. No, thought Junpei, perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died. But they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. Ah toll, jetzt habe ich einen Portal-Ohrwurm. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
And that's what we know.
With that, Junpei finished his own explanation.
Well, this isn't good. If the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
What about that big hallway? Maybe there's somewhere in there we might be able to go.
No, there's nothing there. The 5 of us had a quick look. There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
You mean all those doors are for hospital rooms?
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
It had one of those solar system mark things on it.
It was the Jupiter symbol.
Jupiter.
I wonder what it means.
Confusion seemed to be the consensus.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No one, not even Snake, appeared ready to offer an answer until 7 unexpectedly spoke up.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship. Chances are it's the Gigantic.
The Gigantic?
Junpei looked at 7, shocked both by his knowledge and the apparent identity of their prison. He was not the only one.
What is this gigantic?
7 nodded to Lotus and began to speak.
The Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century. Actually, the Titanic had 2 sister ships, and they looked exactly the same. The Gigantic was said to be one of them.
Das ist nicht hundertprozentig richtig. Also es ist schon so, die Titanic hatte 2 Schwesterschiffe, aber die waren geringfügig anders aufgebaut. Die Gigantic war eine und die Olympic war eine andere.
They intended to make her a passenger liner like like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched. The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship. At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea. She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk. What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gordain bought her. Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking. That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course. It's stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
Naja, sehr ähnlich, nicht wirklich identisch.
So you're saying this Lord Gordain bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention. What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the Gigantic.
Well, this ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured...
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean...
Seven looked around desperately, doing anything to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stare. He scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally, he opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Then, almost as if to save Seven from further embarrassment, Gong, a bell began to ring from far away.
Huh. A bell.
Jetzt, du bleibst dabei, da war da was am Stecken. Also Dreck am Stecken meinst du damit? Ich hoffe, das ist von der Ausdrucksweise gemeint.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. 12.
It's midnight.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room.
They had been examining the room as they talked.
But we haven't found anything.
Right.
That only leaves one place to look.
One?
Well, not just one.
Huh?
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
Well, you already checked some of them out before you came here, right?
We each checked a single room, so 5 rooms in total.
All right then, that's 5 rooms we don't have to search. We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us. If each of us can do 6 rooms apiece, we'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms?
Lotus did not seem excited by the prospect. Seven fidgeted nervously before responding.
Maybe?
After some discussion, the 8 of them decided which rooms to begin with and in what order they would go. Junpei was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Yeah.
Yes!
They also determined when they would return to report their findings, the next time the clock sounded the time. When it did, they would meet back in the large central room full of beds.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again. How about in that room with all the beds?
Yeah, sounds straightforward enough.
If during their search any one of them were to locate the missing components, they were to yell for the others.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
If this strategy failed, they'd return to discuss their options later.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Right.
Then let's do this.
the details decided, they left to begin searching. Out into the hallway they went, each to the rooms they'd been assigned. However, from far away, Junpei heard the bell ring. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
He jogged through the entrance of the large hospital room to find the 6 of the others already there.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, Seven, and Lotus. They had gathered in front of door number 8. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well...
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know?
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered with metal.
You're right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
Correct.
None.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, "Not me," and Santa just shrugged. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Huh. Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
Jetzt stellt euch mal vor, ihr spielt dieses Spiel im Original, habt keine Stimmen, sondern nur diese Musik im Hintergrund und stellt fest, ein Charakter fehlt. Beunruhigend, oder?
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him!
The words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving two people behind! We should go look for them!
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided to split up.
Let's split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
Let's see you all later.
Soon only 2 of them were left. Kurz im Chat. Er wäre schon mal fast verloren gegangen, aber ich glaube, dass er einfach etwas rausgefunden hat, was er nicht finden durfte. Dann wäre das Spiel aber ziemlich blöd designt. Those two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go! But where should we start?
Let's see.
So. Ich habe jetzt beim letzten Mal Casino gewählt, man kann aber was Beliebiges auswählen. Das ist jetzt keine Entscheidung, die die Story extrem aufteilt, aber ich überlasse das mal meinem Chat. Wo sollen wir hin? Ich trinke in der Zeit mal einen Schluck. Ah, ich glaube, jemand hält sich nicht an die Regeln. Der Krankenhausraum. Ja gut. Back to the large hospital room.
Let's head back to the large hospital room.
Huh? Why would we go back?
Well, I mean, we might have just missed him, you know? Maybe he really was just late.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Okay, let's go.
They turned and ran down the hallway to the right.
Hey, wait. That's...
On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Es steht wieder die Wahl. Es gibt eine Wahl, was man tun soll. Ich bin flexibel, was das angeht. Ich erlaube da Freiräume für den Chat. Nur wenn es nachher zu den wichtigen Enden geht, werde ich sagen, an der Stelle müssen wir das machen. Okay, mit ihm reden. Mach ich. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
what are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Es gibt gerade sehr viele Punkte, wo man Entscheidungen treffen darf. Ich glaube, bei den letzten Mal, als ich es gespielt habe, habe ich es einfach gewürfelt. Also, was nehmen wir? Wer war das? Wer könnte es gewesen sein? Ich warte auf den Chat. Ich hätte vielleicht das Delay geringer einstellen sollen, aber ich weiß, dass der Stream dann manchmal einfach rumspackt. Von daher habe ich das jetzt erstmal nicht gemacht. Aber ich achte mit Adleraugen, was geschrieben wird. So, wer könnte es gewesen sein? Wer könnte das repariert haben? Langsam müsste es mit dem Delay eigentlich gereicht haben. Es müsste eine Entscheidung kommen können. Jetzt raus. Am ersten Snake. Okay, dann nehmen wir Snake.
Well, it seems like it would have to be Snake, wouldn't it? Maybe he got back here before any of us. He found the parts somewhere, put them back, and then went through one of the numbered doors.
No, that's not possible. You have to authenticate with at least 3 people, or the red won't open the door. There's no way a single person could get through there by themselves.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It was a stupid mistake and Junpei knew it. How had he made such a foolish miscalculation? And how had Santa noticed it so quickly? Perhaps he just wasn't as clever as he used to be. Junpei shook his head sadly.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah.
But why?
No idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to re-evaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice was quiet.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose. You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked away.
And that's that, I guess.
Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? Es passiert schon wieder. Man kann sich noch an den anderen Orten umsehen. Von daher, die Entscheidung liegt bei meinen werten Zuschauerinnen und Zuschauern. Was auch gerade überhaupt nicht abgehoben klang. Naja. Ich strecke mich kurz während eine Entscheidung getroffen wird. Oh, da bin ich eins zu weit nach oben. Hätte man nach der 7 fragen sollen. Ich denke, es waren 2 Verräter in beiden Gruppen. Einer. Deck mit dem Piano. Okay, Moment. Das war First Class Cabin.
Why don't we go check out the first class cabin?
All right, let's go.
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Tja, es heute viele Entscheidungen. So ist das lange nicht bei jeder Story-Situation, aber das ist halt hier tatsächlich eine häufigere Sache. Also, was machen wir? Pläuschen, kein Pläuschen. Wie schaut's aus? Okay.
Are you alright?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but...
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Alone.
Her voice was thin and barely audible.
Alone.
Hmm?
I said leave me alone!
Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Jetzt nur mal so als Hinweis, nur noch eine Viertelstunde da, für mich geht morgen der Wecker. Keine Sorge, ich hatte auch nicht vor, irgendwie noch länger als bis halb zu machen, von daher. Junpei was taken aback. Kann sein, dass ich dann am langen Wochenende noch ein bisschen mal streame, wenn ich die Zeit finde, aber sollte eigentlich ganz gut klappen. Such anger and hate. June's eyes had gone wide with a surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Didn't you hear me?
Huh?
Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
Alright, let's go, June.
Yeah.
They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. Clover had driven home the misery of the situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression, and forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
So, wir haben noch Casino, der Flur und wieder zurück. Es gibt also wieder eine Entscheidung. Tut mir leid, aber darum kommt man bei mir jetzt gerade nicht herum. Es dürfen sich auch andere melden, weil ich sehe, es sind auch noch andere Zuschauer da, aber okay, wenn nur eine Person sich melden will, ist es auch in Ordnung. Nur wo könnte Snake hin sein? Wo könnte man den finden? Wo könnte der Blinde gelandet sein? Okay, zurück ins Krankenhaus also. Wenn sich kein anderer meldet, dann zurück ins Krankenhaus.
Let's head back to the large hospital room.
Alright, that's probably the best idea.
Together they ran down the stairs.
I don't think anyone is here. What next?
So. Casino, Hallway with all the rooms, First Class Cabin waren wir eben. Oder sagen, wir hören mit der Suche auf. Täter kommen oft zurück an den Ort der Tat und wir suchen hier noch einen Saboteur. Ja. Saboteur, es wurde ja augenscheinlich sabotiert, bevor überhaupt alle da waren. Von daher... Also... Casino, okay.
Let's go take a look around the casino.
Okay.
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Hören wir uns das an? Oder nicht? Anhören? Oder nicht? Manchmal ist auch das Herstellen von Möglichkeiten eine Sabotage. Wenn die Alternative ist, in dem Raum festzustecken, ist es wohl eher keine Sabotage. Von daher... War gut. Anhören oder nicht? Können wir dieser Dame vertrauen oder nicht? Und diese Musik im Hintergrund. Schön. Ich verhandle nicht mit Terroristen. Jetzt aber... Habe ich jetzt auch mal Helmut Schmidt im Chat oder was? Okay.
No, that's all right. Let's go, June.
Junpei tucked June's arm and led her quickly back toward the stairs.
Was that okay? You don't think we should have listened to her?
No, I've got a pretty good idea what her proposal would have been. We should be looking for Snake.
Huh.
Well, where should we go next?
Da waren wir noch nicht, da gehen wir jetzt
Let's
hin.
go back downstairs and check out that hallway with all the doors.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do? Run to Ace oder let Ace handle it? Keine Möglichkeit für eine Anspielung auslassen. Ja gut, das mit Helmut Schmidt im Chat, wie gesagt. Ich glaube aber, das versteht in der jüngeren Generation heute keine Sau mehr. Wobei, das sei eigentlich auch noch vor meiner Zeit und wahrscheinlich, wenn ich die Zahl hinter dem Namen richtig interpretiere, auch vor deiner, weil ich bin ja sogar älter. Aber ich kenne zumindest ein paar Sachen daraus. Und vor allem, weil da der Typ immer und überall geraucht hat. Und dass man von ihm gehört hat, dass er nicht mit Terroristen verhandelt. Aber naja. Aber die Frage ist jetzt... Run, Boy, Run heißt also zu Ace. Okay. With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there.
Warum muss ich gerade an Obi-Wan denken?
Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, Wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
June's face looked kinda enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
The question seemed somehow odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it?
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke. Zu viel Zeit mit Geschichtsstudenten verbracht, auch nett. Aber ja, irgendwas ist mit Ace gerade bei diesem Thema. Auch interessant, ne?
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Junpei did his best to clear his mind.
Alright, where should we go next?
Überall war man.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
They turned and headed back toward the large hospital room.
I don't think anyone is here. What next?
Finish searching. They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Und hier würde ich sagen, ist das ein guter Punkt, um diese Folge zu beenden. Die nächste beginnt dann relativ direkt auch wieder mit einer Entscheidung, nämlich welche der 3 Türen als nächstes genommen wird. Und wo wir dann landen, ist halt die Frage, ne? Aber gut, ich würde sagen, damit reicht's für heute. Jetzt, die sehen sich alle ähnlich. Das liegt daran, dass das Anime-Figuren sind. Das darf man nur nicht zu laut sagen. Aber gut, wie gesagt, ich mache hier jetzt erstmal Schluss. Wir sehen uns dann die Tage wahrscheinlich wieder. Kann sein, dass ich Samstag, Sonntag oder Montag irgendwann nochmal sage, hey, ich mache weiter. Aber das wird dann natürlich auf meinem Kanal rechtzeitig angekündigt. Dienstag geht es auf jeden Fall weiter mit Humblewood. Wir bewegen uns da strammen Schrittes auf das Finale zu. Aber erstmal gibt es natürlich noch ein paar andere kleine Herausforderungen, die da bewältigt werden müssen. Für die, die es später hier im VOD sehen, lasst gerne ein Däumchen da, wenn euch das Ganze gefallen hat. Kommentare und sowas, alles algorithmustechnisch, ihr wisst, wie das Ganze läuft. Links in der Videobeschreibung für die Leute, die mich unterstützen wollen. Reicht aber für heute. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.